Good evening, everybody. This is student meteorologist Josh Millay here with your Thursday night weather forecast. So as we go on to look at Doe Campbell, it's just looking cloudy outside, and as we see, we just passed sunset, but nonetheless, it's a nice time to go on a walk. Just make sure to bring a light jacket. And then also, right now we are seeing clear skies here in Tallahassee, but if you look off the coast of Panama City Beach, we're going to actually be seeing showers work its way in, and that's going to be a sign of some showers that we will see tomorrow afternoon. Now tonight, however, we will see partly cloudy skies, not a drop in sight, but it'll get down to 51, nowhere as close to what we've been seeing the last 2 nights. And tomorrow we'll be getting back up into the warmer temperatures. We're definitely going to get back into the mid 70s, and we'll see some showers tomorrow. So make sure to bring an umbrella and a jacket. So we finally made it. It's the last day of hurricane season, but also we'll see some warm and wet conditions for this weekend all throughout the southeast. And get ready for the bird of the week. All that and more on FSU weather.
I'm student meteorologist Summer Trolley.
And I'm student meteorologist Joy Lone.
And we're here with your Thursday edition of FSU weather. So right now it was pretty cold this morning, if I do say so.
It was. I woke up with frost on my car when I was driving to school today. It's been really lovely being able to experience these cooler and milder temperatures compared to what we've been really seeing with those like low to high 70s, you know?
Right, yeah, I mean yesterday was cooler as well. I think we dropped at freezing or maybe just below freezing yesterday. So yeah, we have a very full show for you here tonight. Lots of rain coming up, so everyone stay tuned.
And here we have Doe Campbell Stadium, but I'm not going to tell you about that. How about you tell me about that, Ryan?
Yeah, sure thing. Thank you, ladies. Let's take a look outside Doe Campbell Stadium, 62 degrees. Nice kind of, what's left of the sunset is kind of getting more cloudy out, and there are a couple of showers far off in the west of the radar. We'll take a look in a second, but right now temperatures across the area, 59 for most part on the southern part of the Big Bend, 59 Monticello, 55 over in Quincy, 55 Bainbridge, and 60 over in Valdosta. Dew point-wise, we're kind of in a little bit of a mix. You can see with the map, we've got a little bit of green mixed with the brown. So some of our more further spots to the west, like Donaldsonville, you're more in that rust color where it's a little drier, and then a little bit more moist as you get towards Madison and Perry. And you can tell with our heat indexes how that's kind of playing in. 62-degree heat index in Tallahassee, 63 in Perry, and that's kind of, you know, with the warmer dew points, we're getting that higher heat index. So our temperature almanac for today, we did get down to 28 degrees this morning at Tallahassee International Airport. A few degrees off the record, 6 degrees for that matter. 22 degrees was the record low set back in 1979, and we were just a few degrees short of our average high temperature today. Wind speed-wise, we are pretty calm across the area. Quincy getting a 6-mile-per-hour gust, Tallahassee about 3 miles per hour. And like I mentioned, a couple of those showers are starting to work their way in, especially near East Point, Panama City. But for the most part, a lot of the area is clear. Just a couple of pop-up sprinkles, especially out further to the west near Panama City. As we work through the day, tomorrow we're going to see a lot of clouds hang around. And then as we get later into the day is really when we're going to start to bring our rainfall in. Some of those showers and storms, especially the ones here forming over Georgia and Alabama. Some of them might get a little stronger. Definitely want to be something we keep an eye on as we move into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So temperature-wise, tonight, 54 degrees in Tallahassee, 52 over in Bainbridge, 54 in Valdosta, getting down to 65 in Carabao and Apalachicola. And tomorrow, we're going to be warming up to almost 80 degrees. So going from really cold temperatures in the morning to start in the 20s to, well, now, you know, a couple days later, here we are going to be nearing 80 degrees in some spots. Madison, Perry hitting 80, Monticello and Tallahassee getting to almost 80, as well as Valdosta. We are going to be tracking a couple of showers as we move through today, especially later tomorrow, about 30% coverage. And we'll kind of, you know, go through it during the show to see what that's like. But 54 to wake up and get out the door tomorrow as you're grabbing your Starbucks, maybe getting a little bit of a hotter drink. 61 degrees at 9 a.m., 73 by noon, and then at nighttime it'll be 69 degrees. And we are going to be factoring in those showers and storms. Really, for the most part, those showers and storms are going to be working their way in Saturday and then lingering around to Sunday. But temperatures are going to be in the 70s Friday and Saturday, 77 on Friday, 75 on Saturday, 73 on Sunday. Temperatures are going to dip down on the backside of that back to the 60s, but our rainfall is going to clear out, Nico. How's the rest of the state looking?
The rest of the state's looking pretty similar, but actually most of the action is going to be here in the Panhandle, like you just explained. But right now we're going to take a live look at our cameras throughout the state. Over in Miami, it's pretty mild temperatures of 73, and actually all these locations had pretty nice sunsets. In Panama City Beach right now, that pink color is looking absolutely beautiful. They have the coldest temperatures at 56, while Orlando's at 68 and Tampa is at 72. As for current temperatures, the further south you go, the warmer it'll be. Tonight is not going to be as cold as it was last night throughout the state, but it is still going to get a little bit chillier up here in the Panhandle, with Pensacola and Tallahassee having the cooler temperatures of 62 and 59, and then the rest of the state is going to be in the mid 60s to lower 70s for tonight. As for current dew point temperatures, although here in Tallahassee and Pensacola up in the Panhandle, it is a little bit drier. Throughout the state, you're going to see in the next couple days a little bit more moisture, as we're going to get that southerly flow to advect from the Gulf and from the Atlantic. So do expect the dew point temperatures to rise just a little bit and conditions to be a little bit more muggier throughout the state. And for current satellite and radar, most of the state is actually pretty clear. The only threat right now really is if you're out in the water off of the Panhandle coast. You might get some showers, especially in those barrier islands here in the Panhandle, but for the most part, we should be in the clear in terms of rain in the next few days, in the next couple hours. As for the 72-hour rainfall forecast, most of that rain is going to be in the Tallahassee Panhandle region. They can see up to 3 to 5 inches possibly, especially west of that Apalachicola River. But the rest of the state, it might have some showers about 1 inch or less. And for temperatures over the weekend in Miami, 84 degrees on Friday, 85 on Saturday, and 87 on Monday, and rain chances are pretty low. And then further up into Tampa, it's going to be just slightly cooler, 83 Friday, and again, rain chances are going to be very low, 10%, and 20% on Sunday. But as we go farther north, rain chances will start to increase. Orlando's going to have a little bit warmer temperatures in the mid-80s throughout the weekend, but chance of rain is still pretty low at 20%. But then heading into Jacksonville over the weekend, you're going to have higher chances of rain at 40% and 60%, and as well as going to be slightly cooler with temperatures in the mid-70s. And then in Pensacola, you are, like we showed in the last slide, it's going to be pretty rainy over the weekend, so 100% chance of rain on Saturday, and temperatures will be in the lower 70s because of that. As for tonight's forecast, not going to be as cold as last night, but still expect lower temperatures in the 50s here in the Panhandle, a little bit warmer in South Florida. And for tomorrow is going to be a much warmer day than we had today, with temperatures in the mid-80s in South Florida and mid-70s in North Florida. So how's it looking like for the rest of the Southeast, Josh?
It's looking absolutely gorgeous, like you said, Nico, with Florida. The Southeast is also looking gorgeous. Like even Clemson is looking great. Tampa is looking wonderful. And also, as you zoom in to Miami and Atlanta, they're looking great as well. So when we go across the Southeast in terms of temperatures, right now, we're mainly hanging around the upper 40s, going down all the way to the mid-70s. And we're actually seeing some rain in Little Rock, but for the most part, everywhere else is staying dry. All with that rain in Little Rock, we will see more of that rain as that low in that area moves eastward. So we see right now that we have a little bit of what looks to be not a dry line, but a drastic difference in dew points, and that's mainly because we are seeing what looks to be a front making its way through. And last I checked, it was a warm front making its way in, so we're seeing we'll see warmer temperatures up here. And then we're going to see a little bit cooler temperatures down here. And then winds, for the most part, we're seeing winds work its way coming in from the southeast across most of the region, with the exception of the Florida Peninsula, where wind is coming in just flat out eastward. And then water vapor, now this is going to be important because this is fueling the storms that we will see going into tomorrow and this weekend. We see that we have no rain, we have no drier intrusion whatsoever, except for this little pocket, but even then it's not going to be able to do much. So we have lots of moisture that will be able to fuel those showers and storms that we will see across going into this weekend. Also, relative humidity is high, especially going into the Florida Peninsula, and as well as over here in Dallas and working its way into Arkansas. So as you see with storm outlook, me and Joy were actually tracking showers and the forecast in Houston for our current weather discussion class, but we did notice that we have a slight risk today of storms and also a slight chance of tornadoes in that area in the yellow. But as you expand outwards from Houston you'll see that chance weakens, and then going into tomorrow, that will move eastward. We won't have as much of a stronger chance, but we'll still see a marginal chance for storms and maybe a chance for tornadoes going into New Orleans and Pensacola, which, by the way, if you're in New Orleans, be careful, especially because you're below sea level. So be on the lookout and stay weather aware. In day 3, it'll move even eastward to Mobile, Pensacola, and even include Tallahassee. So if you're going out on Saturday, or even just driving, make sure to drive slower and always just keep your flashers off, windshield wipers on, low beams on. And then next 48 hours, we're going to see some rain work its way in Friday afternoon, and Saturday into Tallahassee, and Sunday into just the rest of Florida. And tomorrow we'll see some showers work its way in, especially into Montgomery, and Atlanta being the strongest, and Tallahassee with some light showers. But summer, now that hurricane season's over, let's recap it.
Yeah, hurricane season is over, Josh. You are absolutely right. Today is the last day of hurricane season, but that does not mean there still cannot be a hurricane, so we are going to still need to be on the lookout and be weather aware, as Josh was talking about. So, tropical activity. Right now, no tropical activity expected in the next 48 hours in the Atlantic here, so we should be good for the next 48 hours. And again, the same thing over here in the Eastern Pacific, which is all good news if you ask me. And we're going to go into some hurricane season facts, as that, again, there's nothing really going on in the tropics right now. So Idalia was one of the only U.S. landfalling hurricane this season in 2023. And also, the strongest Atlantic hurricane was Hurricane Lee, which was a Category 5 hurricane. And actually had sustained winds of 165 miles per hour. I remember that here this season. It was pretty wild. So also, we saw 20 named storms, and this ranks the 4th for the most named storms this year since 1950. And Joy, we are going to switch things off now, and we're going to talk about weather what, right?
Yes, let's talk about our weather what? Weather
It's that time
what?
of the week.
Is that time of the week? What are we going to talk about today, Ryan?
We're going to be talking about that severe storm chance that we're seeing in the southeast and parts of Texas as well. So a few severe storms and tornadoes are possible tonight from South Texas and Louisiana.
Indeed, and we will have some isolated hail and even some strong wind gusts. It could be possible in north and east and just even everywhere in Texas and especially in Louisiana as well. So everyone there must watch and be prepared.
Yeah, we definitely want to be paying attention and know where to go in case a warning is issued. Stronger storms may still develop this evening near the southern border as the cold front tracks south. So let's take a look at where all this is going on. We're going to be looking right here in between kind of the southern part of Texas, working its way just west of New Orleans. That's where the more slight enhanced risk is.
Indeed, and that slight risk will come with some tornado threats and a lot of strong wind gusts, so the weather could be potentially dangerous. So stay weather aware if you are in those areas. And let's just take a look here at our national surface map. We can see that low pressure over in Oklahoma that's bringing that cold front and all of those storms coming from that cold front and even that warm front. And this little yellow hatched area means significant storms. It will bring tornadoes, it will bring wind, and it's really important to be aware. And it's also important to be aware that this low pressure over Oklahoma is a pretty strong one, as it developed through 2 regions of upper air divergence from 2 separate jet streaks. So it is really strong. So those in Texas and Louisiana, once again, please be aware and take a look at this radar. I mean, you could see strong storms here in Arkansas, down in Jackson. What do you think about that, Ryan?
Yeah, strong storms are already starting to develop out ahead of this front, and as we move into the overnight hours is when the threat for stronger storms is really going to enhance. Well, we are seeing those yellow and red shades stretching from Little Rock up near Jonesboro into Memphis area. So really some stronger storms getting going, and we're going to be wanting to pay attention further to the south as we go into the overnight hours tonight.
Indeed, and if there are tornadoes overnight, it is very important to be aware that night tornadoes are significantly more dangerous as you cannot see them. But let's just take a little peek about flood safety. So if you are in a flood, make sure that you seek higher ground and be aware of what the Weather Service is keeping up to date with all of those notifications as well. And make sure that, again, you keep your weather radio on and be aware at all times.
And you've heard us say time and time again, turn around, don't drown. And another thing we see here a lot, when thunder roars go indoors, that's because lightning is very dangerous. As I would hope, those in Oklahoma and Texas and Louisiana know just how deadly lightning can be. I know us in Florida, we see lightning quite a lot, and you definitely want to get inside, get away from windows and kind of door areas, and also keep your weather radio and smartphone nearby. But now we're going to be passing it off over to Summer.
Let's talk about the national summer. Tell me what's going on in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, the Pacific Northwest, we're going to get to that in a little bit. But as you can see right here, our current temperatures here in Tallahassee, we're sitting at 62 degrees right now, which really is not bad if you ask me. However, I would not want to be up here a little further west, northwest, up in Billings and Seattle. They're looking in the 30s, 40s. That's a little chilly if you do ask me. And also the current dew points here. So you can see, since it's nice and cold over there as well, you see that cold, dry air. Denver, the dew point is only 13 degrees. Here, it's a little bit more moist as that storm system's bringing in that moist air from the sea, which is going to just raise those dew points rather than lower them. And again, you can see this radar as those storms we've been talking about the whole show right here in Texas and into Louisiana, and even stretching up into Arkansas and such. And also, if you can see, as Joy was hinting at, our Pacific Northwest up here, you can see all this cloud cover in here. You can even see a little bit of snow in the storms that are going to be approaching them soon, which, again, we will get to. Right now, for the drought, we're still pretty dry here in New Orleans. They're looking quite dry. They're in exceptional drought right now. And Tallahassee, also a little dry. There's really a lot of dry spots across the states here, so hopefully some of those areas will be getting some rain, which will hopefully improve that drought situation. This rain forecast is showing that these areas will be getting some rain. New Orleans is looking about 1.5 to 2 inches of rain, and just north of us, they're going to be getting about 3 to 5 inches of rain in the next few days into the weekend. Really, a lot of the states here, they're going to be getting some rain, and again, as you can see over here in the northwest, Seattle, they're looking close to maybe even 7 inches of rain in some areas. That is a lot of rain. So again, as this graphic is displaying, you can see out here a little, not terrible, closer to like 1/2 inch of rain in these green areas. As you move further and further towards Seattle, they're seeing closer to those 5, maybe even 7 spots in these yellow, and maybe even a little more than that, as that atmospheric river, it's that season, so they have to be on the lookout for that. Moving back down here near where we are, Tallahassee, again, we are expected to get some rain this weekend through Sunday. So as you can see here, we're expected to get a decent amount of rain really across our entire area. So we need to be on the lookout for that and be prepared for those situations. Severe storm outlook, we could see Houston, Louisiana, they're going to be getting some storms. And again, it's about marginal and non-severe here for Tallahassee and just to our neighbors to the north. And again, for day 3, again, non-severe for the north. But now we're going to take another turn, and we're going to talk about the bird of the week with Nico.
Thank you, Summer. Yeah, the bird of the week this week is what I think one of the most remarkable birds in all of North America. And this week, the bird of the week is the blackpoll warbler. And if it loads a little bit, it's called blackpoll because it has a lot of black markings. And here we go. Here's a blackpoll warbler. So this is actually a male blackpoll warbler. The males have a little bit more striking colors. The females are a little bit drabbier and darker brown. But the reason that they're remarkable is because they have one of the longest nonstop migrations out of any songbird here in North America. So this is a songbird. It's a type of warbler. It's basically the size of your palm. And they fly up to 1,600 miles nonstop. Basically, as soon as they leave New England, that northeast part of the country, they fly all across the Atlantic straight to South America and the Caribbean without stopping a single time. And they're also known for their song, which is one of the highest pitch known. And blackpoll warblers commonly nest in the relatively low site of a conifer. They are found usually in the summer and spring in Albany, New York, in that northeast part of the country. But right now they're already long past migrated down in the warm temperatures of South America. But currently in Albany, it's pretty cold, 42 degrees with a slight breeze from the south at 9 miles per hour. And as for today, the temperatures in Albany, the low was actually the conditions were pretty much average with a high of 47 and a low of 29, not far off, just a little bit warmer from their average of 43 and 27. Definitely nowhere near the record cold temperature of -10 back in 1875. And current temperatures for the region here in upstate New York is pretty chilly. Most of the areas have temperatures in the lower 40s, Albany at 43, Roxbury a little bit cooler at 38, and Catskill at 43. As for the current radar, there is nothing to note right now, but later on in the week, as that low pressure system that's currently in the middle of the country starts to make its way across the East Coast, we are going to start to see some cloud cover, and we're also going to start to see some rain make its way over the weekend. And starting on Friday, we might see some light to almost moderate rain in Albany and Duanesburg. And as for the 4-day forecast, as I said, there's going to be some rain over the weekend, 90% on Friday, and then it starts to level off in the 50% on Saturday and Sunday, and then temperatures should remain in the lower 40s and 50s. So Joy, what's going on in lifestyle here in Tallahassee?
Thank you, Nico. So let's take a look here in our Tallahassee region. So here at the Sportsplex, I mean, it is looking nice. You can't really see that cloud coverage that we were seeing earlier, but nothing to worry about. Panama City is seeing a lot of clouds, and you will see with our local that we will have some fronts coming in, and it's going to bring a lot of more clouds. So Panama City is probably going to experience some showers soon. St. George's Island, pretty dark. You can't really see much because there's not really any lights going on, and Lake Bradford just as well. So currently here in Tallahassee, we have dipped down to 59 degrees, but it will not be as chilly as it was for the last 2 days. And you can really see those temperatures be pretty consistent around the board here. It's 60 up in Valdosta, but if we take a look down the coast, it's even 57, so pretty comfortable, but the whole area is seeing a lot of clouds, and it's pretty dry here in the Big Bend region. It won't be dry for long, but 48 in Tallahassee, it could be a little drier than you're used to, so maybe apply some lotion if necessary. If you are my friend who is going to be flying into Tallahassee International Airport tonight, there should be no delays, so I will see you at the airport. 62 degrees should be a nice flight, nothing to worry about in terms of weather. And if you are flying across the country here, there should be no delays expected unless your airline does have a delay for some unknown circumstances. But the temperatures are pretty comfortable, and the conditions should be nice to fly through. So tomorrow here in Tallahassee, we should be experiencing some showers as a front rolls in and brings in some clouds and showers. Once again, as I said, 10 miles per hour wind and 77, so again, a lot warmer than what we've been experiencing for the last few days. So just keep that in mind and bring an umbrella. And if you need to walk your dog, I would recommend doing it in the morning here. 54 degrees, nice and comfortable for your dog to have its paws on the ground. Look at how cute that dog is in the back. 61 degrees at 9 a.m. and 70 by 11. So again, walk your dog in the morning, go out and enjoy everything. And here with our pollen report, everything seems pretty low. So again, I would go out and enjoy your day tomorrow. And if you are going out in the evening, perhaps bring an umbrella. But if you are looking to play some sports today with your friends, maybe do some soccer, some volleyball, it will be cloudy, no rain threats right now, 59 degrees with a calm wind. So it should be really nice and comfortable to go out and play sports. And if you are looking to get a nice tan here in Tallahassee, by 3 p.m. it will be 75, so it feels like a nice average day here in Tallahassee. We will have some cloud cover, but that does not mean don't apply sunscreen. Sunscreen is still very important, and that goes for the same with the beach. Clouds by 11 a.m., but that still means apply your sunscreen because the sun's rays will still hit you. And if you are wanting to go out tonight, 51 and cloudy, I would just highly recommend bringing a light jacket. And let's take a look at that countdown. 7 days until Hanukkah. I love Hanukkah. I am so excited for that. My favorite holiday. Kwanzaa's in 26 days and Christmas is in 25 days. So lots of festivities coming up, but first we have to get through finals. And speaking of finals, Josh, tell us what's going on in Tallahassee while I need to start studying for my finals.
Okay, so a final look at Tallahassee. We're looking at the rest, very much dark outside. We do see some lights off in the distance, but as we see, we also see some cloudy skies right now at 62 degrees. And as you look right now, we are seeing 59 here in Tallahassee, 60 in Valdosta, 61 in Madison. Overall, we're just hanging around from the mid-50s to the low 60s. Now, currently, we're seeing dew points that range from 37 up in Donaldsonville, getting all the way into 50 in Madison, and we're seeing a little bit more so of a contrast as noted here. Now, as you go into wind speed, we'll see overall we're mainly seeing calm winds, so we won't really have to worry about a wind chill factor, even though it's going to get down to 51 degrees. So no need to worry about that. Although if you do happen to be in Thomasville or Valdosta, you'll have a slight wind coming in from the east or south or northeast. Now tonight, we will be getting down to 54 in Tallahassee, 51 in Thomasville. So we'll mainly be hanging around the upper 50s. Nothing to worry about, and you won't have to worry about having to scrape ice off your car like how I had to do it the last 2 days. Now, as you also see, we have some showers working its way into Panama City, and that's foreshadowing what we will be seeing tomorrow afternoon, especially going into the evening hours. Future radar is showing that tomorrow morning, nothing to worry about. We'll see some clouds Then tomorrow afternoon, that's when that rain starts to work its way in. 6 o'clock, we'll see it in the northernmost parts of our region, and also off the coast of Apalachicola. And then tomorrow, 54 will be our low. We'll work our way up to 69, and we'll see some showers with a 30% chance at 6 p.m. So if you're going out, make sure to bring an umbrella. If you're going to be driving, also make sure you'll have nothing to worry about for the most part. But if you're driving Saturday, that'll be a different story. Now, women's basketball against Arkansas, you'll have some showers on tonight. You won't really have to worry about that whatsoever. So, but make sure, as always, just to be prepared and stay weather aware, and also carry an umbrella because showers do pop up occasionally. And then soccer versus not Clemson, but whoever we're going up against in Cary, they're going to lose anyways. So again, if you're going to Cary for the game, you won't have to wear. It'll be a little bit cool, but nothing. Just carry a nice jacket. And also at 10 p.m. there'll be a slight chance for showers. So make sure to have an umbrella or rain jacket nonetheless. Now, if you're going to Cary, Friday will be not too bad, but Saturday and Sunday will also be. We'll have a high chance of showers, especially Saturday. And speaking of Saturday, we have our ACC National Championship against Louisville. So if you're going to the game, no matter what, from tailgating to kickoff, you're going to want to make sure you have that umbrella and also a light jacket if you're not used to the 60s. And also, speaking of Charlotte, we'll be Saturday, the main day we're all talking about. We'll have a high of 64. And we'll have a low of 47 Saturday night. So if you're going out after that, then make sure to definitely bring an umbrella. And going into the weekend, for the most part, you won't have to worry about any cool temperatures, but you will have to worry about some showers coming in, especially Saturday and Sunday. So make sure to bring an umbrella if you're going to be going out on any of those days. But let's close out the show. So with Ryan and Nico.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. So this is going to unfortunately be a little bit of a rainier ACC championship, but a lot of exciting sports coming up in FSU.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually really excited about tomorrow. Our women's are playing the Final Four in the Women's National Championship. And this is the 4th straight year, if I remember correctly, that we're in the Final Four for soccer. So it's pretty much
a soccer school.
We're a soccer school. It's pretty much a dynasty. And yeah, we're actually going to be playing Clemson, a rematch of the ACC Championship. So I think we'll get them again, and we'll make it to the finals. So I feel pretty confident.
Louisville Saturday out in Bank of America Stadium in North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the rain will affect our boys, but I think they got it too.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how the weather affects it. I know I saw Tate Rodemaker last night at the basketball game. That was a heartbreaker, loss on the last second shot, but hopefully they can go play a good game. And for all the latest sports, for all the latest weather, we're on social media at FSU Weather on Twitter.
And then also on Facebook, so like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather.
We're live every night on YouTube, every weeknight from 6 until 6:30 on YouTube at FSU Weather.
And then we're also on Instagram at FSU Weather. And also, not to forget, we're also on TikTok. We just posted a new TikTok, so go like it and repost it for us as well.
Yeah, and then we'll leave you with one last look at the 7-day forecast. We're going to be bringing in showers and storms, unfortunately, this weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, look a little bit more of a washout. But
I'm student meteorologist Nicholas Porcelli.
I'm student meteorologist Ryan Steer. Have a great night.